Hello everybody, welcome back. So, I started a freelance business from literally nothing. I got enough work to move out of my parents' house. I've gotten some comics work. I've gotten sort of published by a few different companies. Had a half a dozen successful Kickstarter campaigns, started teaching at Webster University, and made a very large library work in the process. I've also worked with two of St. Louis's biggest game developers, Butterscotch Shenanigans and Happy Badger Studios. And yet, I'm still struggling. This last year, Jim Ousley and I published The Butcher Queen, and we actually got a royalty check from that, which is pretty awesome. Sold thousands of copies. And some years I'm still close to the poverty line or well under it. I'll get a huge gig like that FTL game, and I'll think to myself, this is it. This is going to snowball in the next big thing, and somebody's going to see that and hire me, and then this is my big break. People call it a break, and I feel like I've had dozens of those. At some point last year, a studio in Vancouver wanted to hire me as a pixel artist for a Mega Man TV series. And as soon as they found out I didn't have a degree, the conversation stopped, and they couldn't hire me. It's like these constant peaks and valleys, but the peaks never are peaks. It's like the top of the hill to see the next hill. And the top of the hills are never enough to pay the bills. And it's really difficult. So the reality is that I'm fighting two battles. The first is comics, an extremely difficult industry to get in with famously low income opportunities. It's an industry that kind of survives on seeing how little they can pay their talent, which is pretty common, but not in the arts. In the arts, typically with graphic art, or concept art, or video game art, you kind of get paid enough to survive. But comics is just like, how little can we pay you and still you'll get you to work for us and meet all your deadlines. The second is St. Louis. St. Louis is a weird beast, man. I've called it a cultural black hole before. That's a really insensitive thing to say, but for the arts, it's just, if you're an animator or a game developer or a game artist or whatever, there are zero opportunities for you here. You better make your own thing. You better make your own studio, your own product, because there is no studio here that will hire you. There's a couple, but there's nothing like moving to one of the coasts, especially Los Angeles. It's a hard town to network in if all you do revolves around the entertainment industry. Living in LA might have taken me a different path, maybe further from my family, maybe into a version of success that leaves you sad and lonely, or maybe I'm just paying my dues, that every great creative professional has done before me. It's been 10 years plus since I've started to do this personal creative pursuit. I've taken a few jobs in between when money gets really bad. I sold motorcycles, I was a bartender for a year, delivered money as a courier, delivered pipe and conduit as a courier for a month. I've done everything I can to just make sure that my bills are always paid. And I know it takes a long time for an artist to get good, to get to the point where people should pay them. But I always feel like there's something else getting in the way, like I'm not good enough, or I'm not vocal enough, or maybe it's my personality, maybe people don't like working with me, or maybe it's St. Louis, maybe I'm stuck in this cultural black hole where not enough people know about me. And then there's marketing, right? It's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that stuff is a free platform, and they have these algorithms that are constantly working against you, what am I doing? Every year is this strange roadmap over mountains and through swamps of sadness. Measuring my success is difficult. Every time I have a legitimate complaint, rent is due and I don't have it, everybody around me says you should be really proud of your accomplishments. And I can't be. I am, but it's hard. My accomplishments aren't allowing me to live comfortably. I'm not talking about live well. I'm not talking about six figures. I'm talking about comfortably, where I can pay off my car or go on a vacation or even, not live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not done yet. There have been a few times where I'm like, it would be so nice to just sell insurance, come home at 6 o'clock, drink a beer, watch TV, and go to sleep. And just know that I have a job to go to and just relax and live the rest of my life just doing what I'm told, right? But in the end, I know that I'm a storyteller, and it would be really sad for me to stop trying. I don't have all the answers yet. I'm exhaustively studying all these marketing techniques to try to find a way to get my stories out to people. I've got, if you should see around my office, I've got notebooks everywhere of stories I want to tell. I have people sharing their stories with me saying, we want you to tell our story. But they're struggling for money too, so these aren't money-making opportunities. Like I said, I love my accomplishments, but I'm not done yet. I'm borderline excited. I feel like it's just like a hacking, like a key lockpick mini game on a video game, and you have all these tumblers, right? And you have to hit the pick into the tumbler, and there's just like one tumbler I haven't hit yet. There's one last thing, and then the lock is going to turn, and the door is going to open. That was beautiful. Let me write that down. I'm a storyteller and a teacher, and I want to tell stories, and I want to teach. And success isn't guaranteed. Van Gogh sold one painting to his brother before he died. So I've already done better than that. Right? But life is a journey, and Robert Pirsig wrote that life grows on the side of a mountain, not at the peak. Right? So, I'd like to thank you for joining me on my little journey. It's been a hard road, but I'm still here. I still have stories to tell, and I'm just giving them out for free, because it's more important that you read them than to get hit with some kind of paywall. And so thanks, guys. I'll see you around. Alright, it's time to share. I'm going to give you everything I'm working on right now, all back to back. You ready? Alright. Primarily, The Butcher Queen. Jim Ousley and I have finished our first story arc, but we are not finished, so stay tuned for that. All of the first 4 issues are in shops, and if you can't find them in shops, you can get it online. So just do search for Butcher Queen. It's not hard to find. Secondly, a book I've been working on, off and on, for about 6 years, Blaster Master, has finished. At least it's finished for now. I've got a 3rd book written, but I've gotten to where I wanted to end originally. I'm going to save that for another time. Podcasts. I'm on 2 podcasts. The 60-Minute Shit Show. Earmuffs, not safe for work. We talk about whatever. It's featuring myself, Tech Supreme, and Caleb Sawyer. Just do a Google search for 60-Minute Shit Show, and you'll find us. Secondly, I'm on the Bounty Board, which is a NerdyBits podcast, which is also myself, Caleb Sawyer, Hybrid Glass, aka Eric, and Sergeant Sodium, aka Ryan. We talk about video games. We do the show live on Twitch at 10:30 on Wednesdays, and then it goes out via a podcast on Fridays. I am all across the internet as Sketch Sawyer, so that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. I also have sketchsawyer.com, where I've got a shop featuring a whole list of prints from art over the years. I've got links to a t-shirt shop with a lot of my art on t-shirts. I've also got a way to reach me and a list of commission prices if you wish to commission me. And almost most importantly, I've got a newsletter, something I curate every week, where I sometimes share a tutorial, sometimes I share some behind the scenes sketches, sometimes I share some stuff from my personal life, and sometimes I share old comics from the archives that really just aren't out on the internet anymore, but are buried deep in my hard drive. Beyond that, though, it's also a way for me to connect with you guys on a more personal level, outside of social media. So I send you this hand-curated thing every week. You can respond. It comes right to my email, and I can respond right back to you, and we can have a more personal relationship outside of just Facebook and Twitter. Of course, I have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/sketchsawyer. Right now, it's just a tip-based system with $1 and $5 level tips. I don't have this big reward structure yet. seeing as it's so small. But if it were to grow and call for that sort of thing, I'm definitely going to do that if and when that happens. If you like this video, guys, please consider giving it a like, leaving me a comment, and subscribing to this channel. It would definitely help me as I try to grow this platform, and of course I will try to continue to put out at least one video a week here on YouTube. Thanks so much, guys. See you in the next video.